Confession of a nuclear power plant worker. They say radiation is invisible, that it has no color, no scent. But they are wrong. It whispers. You just have to be down there long enough, deep enough, still enough, to hear it. I've worked at the plant for 19 years. Sector D, Maintenance and Containment. That's below the turbine halls, below the visitor areas, below the parts they show on the safety pamphlets, down where the concrete walls sweat, where the pipes hum with the heat you can't escape, down where the old reactor core sleeps in their metal coffins, pulsing like buried hearts. They tell you the shielding is secure, that the leaks are sealed, that background exposure is within acceptable limits. But that's just the lie they feed you until your teeth start falling out and your dreams start crawling. The real rot is in the lower containment levels. Units decommissioned decades ago. Forgotten. Officially. But I was assigned to monitor them once a week. Radiation checks, seismic readings, temperature logs. That's where I saw it first. The door at the end of sub-level R4. No handle, no hinges. Just a rectangular outline in the wall, bolted with lead and cold to the touch, even in 130-degree heat. It wasn't supposed to be there. I checked every blueprint, asked every supervisor. No one acknowledged it. Some got angry, some went quiet, and one man told me, if you see it again, don't stop walking. But I did. I stopped. I listened. There was a noise behind the door. Not machinery, not steam. Breathing. Not long after, I started to feel it. A pulling behind my eyes. Like something trying to look out through me. I thought it was the radiation. Hallucinations, neurological damage. I tried to report it. HR gave me time off. 2 days later, I found the plant's dosimeter logs had been edited, my exposure wiped clean, as if I'd never gone below at all. So I went back, alone. I brought a Geiger counter. It exploded into stack before I even reached the door. My skin prickled, my teeth buzzed, and then I heard voices. Not just behind the door, but in my headset, in the pipes, in the floor. They spoke in pulses, rhythmic, patterned, almost like code. They told me the core isn't just energy, it's containment. Not of power, but of something older. Something we buried beneath shielding and cement and lies. That's why they monitor the temperature every second. That's why every emergency drill ends with evacuation away from the lower levels. Not because of a meltdown, but because something is waking up. I think the reactor isn't keeping it alive. I think the reactor is keeping it asleep. And last week, we had a coolant failure. A small one. A blip on the sensors, resolved within minutes. But the night after, 5 of the lower level workers went missing. Their badges pinged from inside sealed hallways. No footage, no sign of exit. Just gone. I went back to the door. It was open. Just a crack. Just wide enough to see that the wall behind it isn't a wall at all, but flesh. Thick, irradiated, pulsing flesh. With an eye. Watching. I closed it. I ran. Now I sit in the break room with the others, pretending I don't smell the sulfur in the vents. Pretending the power surges aren't screams. Pretending my fingernails aren't turning clear. The plant isn't a source of power. It's a prison. And something inside is starting to remember the world.